Okay, now part of this is a discussion about RPS, right? Real-time phrase sequence. So let's say I want to be able to trigger that whole track from a pad or just from one single key. This is all I have to do. Okay? So let's go back to our SMF list. What we want to do here is we want to press F5 phrase. Press phrase, and it should say import phrase. And say OK. All right, and now your SMF file has been imported into the Fantom's phrase library. So let's go to F3 phrase list. And your very last phrase in your phrase list should already be highlighted. And if you press F7 preview, it should sound like this. Did it? So now that that track is in the phrase list, you can do anything you want to now within the Fantom. So let's turn it into an RPS phrase. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go over here to pad setting. So press pad setting. All right. And right now we're set to rhythm patterns. Okay. So we're going to change our pad mode. So press pad, and everybody press pad number 5. All right. So press pad mode, which is this button, and press pad number 5. And now the pad's changed to what mode? RPS mode. All right. Take your dial, turn your dial, and go to RPS 10, which is an empty RPS set. All right. And move your cursor down to phrase number 1. All right. And if you press enter, the phrase list will open up. All right. That's another shortcut in the Fantom. Anytime you're on a screen, if you press enter, a menu box will open up. And another roll-in trick, by the way, is there's 1,000 phrases in here. We want to choose the very last phrase in the list. So to quickly get to the end of the list, you hold down Shift and turn the dial, and it goes by increments now at 10. And so find that phrase that you imported that should be called template R&B. Got it? And press F8 select. And everybody should have now pad number 1 lit up, right? And press pad number 1. And true or false? I can, if I want to, I could trigger that phrase from the keyboard now, right? Okay, only got like 10 more minutes. I'm gonna do one quick example myself, just to kind of show you, just to tie all this together. All right, why RPS and the sequencer? If you get a Fantom and you get into the Fantom, why it can become a really powerful combination. All right, so here's the phrases that I have from my song that are living here in my song list. I'm actually going to go in. I'm going to delete them all. And what I'm going to do, remember what I said about the Fantom having basically fluid tracks? I'm going to go in, I'm going to insert that phrase, that RPS phrase that we created from a standard MIDI file. And then I'm going to go to patch, and I'm going to go to part number 9, go to my part list, I'm going to go to sample set, and I'm going to go to my vocal samples.
Oh, la, la.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, la, la. Oh, la, la.
Okay, so I had my original phrase that I did, and now I just laid down my vocal samples.
Oh, la, la.
So now I'm going to turn that into an RPS also. Name this R&B2. If I had a mouse, I could use my mouse to do this. Okay. So if I go back to my song list.
Oh, la, la.
Okay, so here it is in the standard MIDI file list.
Oh, la, la.
What do I need to do?
Assign that to the pad.
Need to turn it into a phrase. Okay, so I need to put it into the phrase library, which is what I forgot to do. So here we go. All right. and then I can check out where that is. There it is right there, 942. Get back to my pad setting, and there's my phrase. So now I can actually start live. I can jam with this if I want. So.
Oh, la, la. Oh, la, la.
But now that I also have all the other phrases that I just recorded, right, in the Fantom. Okay, let's pick up 940. Okay, do that one. Oops. So 940. Let's do 939. Next, at 938.
Oh, la, la.
See what starts happening? I can start breaking out each individual instrument on my pads. Okay, this is going to be my keyboards, and this is going to be my drum part. Okay, so now if I turn my loop on and I set all these to the same group, I can literally do a whole remix.
Oh, la, la.
Or if I want that bass line to play along with the drums.
Oh, la, la. Ooh.
So, how does this all tie together again? Well, as I was saying, you always have the song recorder underneath everything that you do in Fantom. All right. Okay.
Oh, la, la. Ooh. Oh, la, la. Ooh. Oh, la, la.
So you get the idea. And then now I have a completely different track that I've created just from.
Oh, la, la. Ooh. Oh, la, la. Ooh.
So, again, that's one of the cool sides of the Fantom, in that, again, having this ability to record everything that you do as a phrase, and then have it intelligently archive everything for you as a phrase, and then give you this flexibility then of being able to take the phrases, assign them to the pads or the keyboards. You can take and then get a lot of power out of your compositions that you do, because, again, a lot of workstations, they just become static. They're tracks that are stuck as tracks that you can't do anything with until you start cutting and pasting with them. With the system that we have, you can do that also if you want, but again, you can actually take music and you can play the music on the keyboard and get some really, really interesting results. We haven't even talked about, I could route what I'm doing to the effect system in the Fantom. I could take and I could requantize what I'm doing on the pads as well. I could also take the phrases that I've created, I could roll those back in the arpeggiator and turn that into something completely different as well.